What's up? First of all, I'd like to thank Junior Bacon Cheese for his response. You clarified your position on this racism, and I now understand it better. I don't fully agree with you, but I can respect your position. So thank you for that. No harm done. But the meat of this video is going to be addressed to Confederal Socialists and the people who agree with him, but just, you know, to make it easy, let's make it Confederal Socialist, because he seems to be the most visual of the people that agree with this. And he's not going to like this video. He's going to say I'm lying. He's going to say I don't understand, or you know, shit like that. And it's going to be up to you to decide who you believe. So, you know, I got nothing to do with that. See, the reason I was getting so frustrated, and I have to apologize to the anarchist community at large, the reason I was getting so frustrated with my previous exchanges with anarchists is because I kept forgetting that there's all these different kinds of anarchy, and trying to keep them all in order was difficult for me. And I'd be addressing an argument of one type of anarchist, and in addressing that argument, I might inadvertently strawman another group, you know, even though that's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying? And that's my fault for not realizing what I was fucking getting myself into. And I do apologize for that misunderstanding. But the thing that was really not pissing me off, but the thing that really I couldn't wrap my mind around was these restrictive covenants that Confederal Socialist supports. And because I kept getting stuck in this state loop, that no matter what, we ended up at some form of a state. You know, some sort of contract, some sort of agreement, on how to rule or control or, you know, whatever, organize a certain area. We kept coming back at that, and I couldn't understand what the difference was between that and the state, really. And, you know, so I kept slamming my head up against a brick wall, it felt, with this, because I couldn't figure out how these restrictive covenants were somehow more free than the system we already had, but I figured that it must be some failure in my understanding, because I'm like, Confederal Socialist is a smart person, which I still think he is, regardless of the major qualms I'm about to bring up with the things that he says. I must not be understanding this right. But now I finally figured out what the fuck is going on, and as a person who would formerly have considered himself a totalitarian, which is you know, quite a jump from that to what I am now, it kind of irritated me that I didn't see this yet, or until just now. Confederal Socialist is a totalitarian. These restrictive covenants are little totalitarian fiefdoms, and that's all they are. Confederal Socialist isn't an anti-statist at all. He's quite the opposite. He's a totalitarian. He just is in favor of his state. And the thing that's really kind of irks me about the way that you do your videos, Confederal Socialist, is, you know, you made me believe that you cared about freedom, and you really don't. You don't believe in freedom. You believe in freedom for you. You believe in the freedom to be separate, which is a very dangerous kind of philosophy, and it doesn't take much of a jump to get from that to some of the fucked up shit that's happened in history. But this is how he figures it. Okay, this is how he figures that somehow these restrictive covenants are free, and he's going to say, you know, no, you don't have to take people's property to form a restrictive covenant. We just go build a new city or whatever. Blow me with that, okay? Fucking blow me with that. There's an existing society and structure. Not everyone is going to go out and build new fucking cities, okay? You are either lying or crazy, okay? Stop saying that. And you know that's what I've been trying to get to this whole time with this argument. You kept fucking jumping around it, alright? You're not everyone's just going to go build new fucking cities, okay? You know, there's plenty of land. Yeah, there's plenty of land. Not all of it is livable, okay? But that's not really important. See, he thinks that it's okay for and I agree up to a certain point. For a group of people to get together and, you know, live together because of how they think, okay, fine. I don't think that's inherently wrong. I think it's destructive to society, but I don't think it's inherently wrong. But this is where my problem comes in. He thinks it's okay for, you know, let's say he's with a group of people that they don't like people who watch MTV, and they've agreed through their contract that they're not going to trade with people who watch MTV. They're not going to associate with people who watch MTV. They might not allow people who watch MTV to pay into their private police force or whatever it is, whatever kind of programs they have going on in the area that they've claimed for their restrictive covenant. And he thinks this is okay because those people have the freedom to leave. And he thinks that this isn't coercion. Because he's got us all, he talks about how the state uses violence and violence and violence and violence and violence. You know, violence isn't the only form of force. You know, direct threat of death is not the only form of force. When you're saying to someone, you can either agree with my restrictive covenant or you're not going to be able to participate in the economy and essentially be forced to move, that's fucking coercion, dude. You're fucking forcing those people to move, alright? That's fucked up. That's not free. That's not okay. Alright? You're not, that's not free. And the problem that I have with you is because you're really smart, and the way you talk, it draws people in, and you know, the thing that worries me is that people younger than me, you know, 13, 15, 14, you know, 16-year-olds that watch the videos, you know, they watch my videos, they watch your videos, whatever, you know, young kids, especially young males, are impressionable. And I'm worried that they're going to be tricked in the same way I am, because you do not believe in personal freedom at all. You believe in the freedom to be separate. You believe in a society where people who agree with the same thing all live together and they don't fucking associate. Maybe they associate economically, but other than that, they don't. And you think it's okay to bar a certain group of people from living in a certain area. You're a fucking totalitarian, bro. And it's really kind of gross to me. And I think you're a white nationalist. I can't be entirely sure, but I'm pretty fucking sure you're a white nationalist. I know you used to be, but I think you still are. And whether or not you know, actually hate blacks or other races or Jews or whatever, you know, if you're taking the, you know, the moderate white nationalist standpoint, which is what all these cocksucking white nationalists come to me and are like, well, no, you know, we believe in the freedom to be separate. I just prefer the company of white people. Okay? That is a sick, barbaric fucking stance on shit. And there is not much of a jump from that to racial separation and forced exclusion and forced migration. That's the same fucking shit that the Nazis did. And you know it. Alright, man? You know, you think it's okay just because you just aren't going to outright kill them. It's not okay. It is not okay. And this is why people like Confederal Socialists that are into this restrictive covenant don't really talk about the realities of the restrictive covenant. They talk about what's wrong with the state. Kind of like, you know, evangelical Christians don't talk about Christ. They talk about what's wrong with atheism or gays or whatever particular group they have their problem with. That's to distract people from his real goal, which is a totalitarian, utopian little worldview where everyone lives with all people that agree with them, man. And if you do that, you're dooming mankind to fucking stagnation, and it's sick. Alright? So that's what I have to say about that. I'm going to be called a liar, and I'm going to catch all kinds of shit for this, but I really don't care, because it needs to be said. So, I'll see you guys later, and let the shitstorm ensue.